I want to welcome you to the new program, All Groovy, man. I just want a bunch of folks in front of my porch. Let's have a Coca-Cola, a sweet tea, or whatever your drinking flavor is, and let's just talk about life and how far we've come on the only 1340 WTAN 10 Talk Radio Network.
It's All Groovy with Robbie the Shark. Tune in Saturday afternoon from 12 to 1. Listen at your own risk.
Tampa Bay's TAN Talk. Entertaining and informative radio for the Sunshine State.
Hey! Come on, baby. Hey there, sugar dumplings. Let me tell you something, girl, I've been trying to say now. You look so sweet and you're so
It's Saturday. It's 12 noon. This is WTAN, the TAN Talk Radio Network, and it's All Groovy with the one, the only, Robbie the Shark.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. Hope you're tuning in and listening. This is going to be, I think, a really good one here. I don't know. I'm full of myself. I know that. But the opening monologue is brought to you by Sunshine Chauffeur, local airports, casinos, charters. Call my friend, 727-527-RIDE. That's 727-527-7433. Tell them the Shark sent you, and they'll treat you just like your family, your royalty, man. Why spend 10 grand when you can spend $10? Don't go home drunk, okay? Don't drive and drink. Or drink and drive, however you want to say it.
Drink and drive. There we go.
There you go. So don't do it, man. These people, they'll take care of you. They're fabulous. They're just treated like gold. I need to mention something here that I think is very stunning and important. I was the only radio host, and you heard it last week if you listened to the show. And if you didn't, you can go see it on YouTube. At the 40-minute mark, I talked for about 60 seconds about giving the American public $5,700 back because of this cheating and whatever have you going on and the money we're going to save. And a day and a half, well, actually, it was Monday night, I think, actually, when they did the interview, but we didn't see it till Tuesday night on Hannity. What does Elon Musk say? Give him $5,000. And he did also say everybody should get a fire pit. Grigor the Barbarian, people are missing you here. We want to be back at your fire pit. And Elon Musk did say that, folks. That's a fact. Watch the tape again. He says exactly what I said, but he said 5,000, not 5,700. He said 5,000, and that is exactly, man. It'll make the economy explode. And then you got these dumbass. Thank you. I stopped there.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I almost said it, but I'm allowed to say ass donkey. I can say that. That's what the Democrats
it's basically
are.
you're a donkey.
Dumbasses.
You're a donkey. Let's go with the safer version. They're donkeys.
You know, but Elon agrees with me, man. How could you not ever listen to this program? I'm cutting edge. I'm Saturday. Nobody said squat on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday night. Elon repeats what I said. Do you think I might have their ear? Do you think they were listening? I don't know. Maybe it's psychosis.
And if you want to go back and listen to this, as the bat phone goes off, I'll lower Robbie's mic for a second. If you want to go back and listen to this for yourself, there's a couple ways to do it. You can either do it on the TAN Talk Radio Network's YouTube page or internetradiopros.com. Again, that's internetradiopros.com. We've archived every episode of this show that Robbie has done. So if you want to go back and listen for yourself, that's the way to do it.
Yeah, the bromance interview, man. I'm like, dear God, I'm almost thinking, though, that Trump is gay. I really am. They're so tight buddies. I mean, I don't know. I guess it's cool to have somebody. They're two rich guys. They're really trying to do good for the country, in my beliefs. But then again, the Bible does say you will be fooled in the end times. And I don't know. We're kind of there, off on a tangent. So
that's all right. See, that's the point of the It's All Groovy show. You got to tune in every week just to find out what the hell we're going to talk about.
You never know.
Exactly. But that's also why we say in the promo before every show, listen at your own risk.
Yes. You know what? And you know what? Me and Ed didn't get along. He was my producer for a little while there, and I didn't get along with Ed. But he does that intro, and I really like it. Ed's pretty groovy. We just
Have differing opinions.
Sometimes heads butt.
Or butt
You know what I
heads.
mean?
There we go.
Yeah, the internet. Yeah.
And somebody, you know, every week, Robbie, that we have people that comment on the YouTube feed, and somebody's asking, A, where's the blonde? They want to know where Cheryl is. And B, they want to know, when is Donald Trump going to be on the show?
Soon, I hope. We have some different contacts going on. I am.
Was this for Cheryl or the president?
Cheryl's I don't know what's going on with her.
All right.
Matter of fact, I just talked to the cabbie on the way over here because they're good friends with her. He said the owner of the cab company was her neighbor for 30 years, and nobody knows where she at. Last we heard, she broke her leg, and last I heard, one of her friends is friends with me on Facebook, and yeah, she gives me grief. I call her friends, but she likes to give me grief, which is fun. I don't care.
As long as
But
it's,
she
as long
told
as
me
it's
that
all
Cheryl
groovy.
is actually doing fabulous. That
All
was her
right.
exact word, was fabulous. So I don't know where she's at. I know I don't want to reveal personal information, but she had to go out of state for a little while. Bullshit. She had
He
to go
said
to
ship.
rehab.
He said ship. Don't
Yeah,
worry.
she had to go rehab. She was into the meth pretty heavy. And
Oh,
she had to go
man.
to rehab, and I know the law made her do that rather than go to jail,
Right.
which she locked out. And I'm thinking, like I said, her friend didn't give me the whole scoop, but I understand she's doing fabulous. Is the quote, the word she said. So I mean, she's doing groovy, and wherever she's at, I think South Kakalaki. Because she got relatives up there. She's taking care of her grandbaby or whatever. With
There
her
you go.
daughter. You know, I don't know what's going on, but apparently she's doing very well, and I'm glad Jen's asked about her. I miss her. I miss her too.
So do we. Cheryl, if you're listening to this, as soon as you're well enough to get back here on the show. We miss having you around the fire pit. We do.
Yes, we do. Big time. I told her when I met her, man. I damn it, Matt, why'd you take me off on this tangent? I know when I met her, I saw her outside. She was helping a neighbor. What do you call it? Move in, and I'm like, I'm gonna go hit on this broad here, man. She's hot. And I went out there, and God said to me, "Don't do that." And I looked at her, and I said, "You know what? You don't have a place to live, do you?" And she said, "No." And I said, "Well, you come in, you clean up after me because I'm a veteran, disabled, and I need help. And you just clean house. And I don't sleep in a bedroom. I sleep on the couch. So the bedroom's yours. It's your life."
It's a fair trade-off.
It was.
It's a very
And,
fair trade-off.
It was so nice to have her around. Even when she wasn't around, I used to worry about her. Like, Jesus Christ, girl, tell me, if you're not coming home, you ain't coming home. Because I enjoyed talking to her when she would come home and would, just like I'm doing right here on the radio. Same thing. And we would just BS. She was super groovy girl.
And that's why we called her Cheryl the caretaker on the show.
That's because that's what she actually was. She was my caretaker.
Right.
That's what she did. And that's how she had her room. She didn't have to pay rent. Boom, I'm paying you rent. And actually, I gave her cash money too. That was part of the deal. But so the VA would pay for it, which they haven't. It's come out of my pocket, but that's okay. We'll work that crap out with the VA. Trumpster, man, you really do need to call me and talk to me. I'll tell you how to straighten out the VA. You've screwed it up before, and I'm not going to let you screw it up a second time. We're going to talk about that later. You know what? Why I didn't look this up. Palestine, Ohio. Whatever happened with that train wreck? Do you have any idea, Matt?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
You say you don't even remember it, huh? Why does it say restricted again? No, that train wreck, and it was full of. I'm looking.
Wait, are we talking in Palestine or in Ohio?
Palestine, Ohio.
Hang on, I'm trying to look into it.
Palestine, Ohio.
There is a town in Ohio. For those that are listening that haven't heard of it, it is an actual town. I had to look it up myself. There is a Palestine, Ohio. It's on the far side. It's on the far western side of the state.
Ohio train crash.
Don't worry, we're trying to figure
Train
this out.
derailment.
Train
There we
derailment,
go.
that's it. All right, I'm looking it up.
Why, this is one thing I want to work on.
Sure.
People were telling me, I talked to somebody
This,
yesterday.
this happened
about-
like 2 years
No,
ago.
I talked to somebody yesterday. They were talking to me about my program, and they said, Robbie, actually, I was talking to my brother Gregor, and he's like, you need to prepare. No, I don't prepare.
No,
I write
it's-
down. I just it's
And,
off the
and
cuff.
I can
But-
verify to this because I've
but
seen Robbie come in with a
why?
notebook.
He got something right though. He said you need to make segments, and one of the segments that should be. And he didn't suggest this one. He suggested another one, which I think is really groovy. We'll get to later. But past events like this, boom, all of a sudden, no news coverage. What the hell happened here? These people got poisoned. What the hell was this crap?
All right, so I'm trying to find out.
Hazardous materials.
What Robbie's- all right, hold on.
It's just-
We'll do one thing at a time here. Hang on a second. The train derailment you were talking about was in February of 2023. It was a train carrying hazardous materials when 38 cars derailed. So the story goes, February 3rd of 2023, this was 2 years ago,
right.
at 8:55 p.m., a train carrying hazardous materials when 38 cars of it derailed, several rail cars burned for more than 2 days. An emergency crews also conducted controlled burns of several of the rail cars, which released hydrogen chloride and Prozerine, I apologize if I mispronounced that, into the air. As the bat phone goes off again. As a result, residents within a 1 mile radius were evacuated.
I'm powering it down.
Agencies from Ohio, Pennsylvania, West Virginia, and Virginia were assisted in the emergency response for the train derailment and hazardous release. So there we go. That was 2 years ago, though.
You absolutely. Thank you.
Sure.
I really appreciate that because I mean, why does that just get poof shoved off to the side?
It took about 2 years. There's more of the story. In January of this year, East Palestine and Norfolk Southern reached a $22 million settlement.
Oh, they did.
The settlement will fund village priorities related to the derailment and
So
acknowledges.
22 million. So how much
Yeah.
are each of the households getting?
Well, no, there's more to it.
Okay.
So the settlement will fund village properties related to the derailment and acknowledges the $13.5 million Norfolk Southern has already paid for water treatment upgrades and new police and fire equipment. It also reaffirms Norfolk Southern's $25 million commitment to ongoing improvement efforts at East Palestine City Park, separate from the settlement. On February 3rd of this year, a lawsuit alleged that at least 7 people, including a 1-week-old infant, died as a result of the toxic chemical leak. That's on the developing
And-
story this year from a train derailment 2 years ago.
The people that live there, how much money did they get in their bank account? I'm guessing zero.
That doesn't.
And you know
that
what?
doesn't say that yet.
You better get ready to beat me because that pisses me off. They got cheated. They got burned. That damn railroad company. You pay for lawsuits and health care and this and that. Get out of here. Would you give the people that got to live with this, and who knows what's going to happen to them later in life, sucking up all those chemicals and what have you not? I mean, that's my old neighborhood up there, Pittsburgh, PA, man. Right there. 22 miles west is West Virginia. And yeah, I almost said that.
Yeah, he said Shipsburg. Don't worry.
I almost said something else though. This bad.
Don't worry. We got you.
I almost did. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Because I love them, man. West Virginia people are really freaking groovy. Man.
Yes, they are.
They're nothing. I mean, you know what Pittsburgh is? Pittsburgh's really they're not but a bunch of hillbillies who think they're city folk.
Really?
Oh, really, they are.
I've never been to Pittsburgh, so I'm taking your word for it.
Oh, really, they are. They don't even realize it, I don't think.
And if anybody
They are
from
the grooviest people you ever meet.
if anybody from Pittsburgh wants to confirm or deny these claims, 727-441-3000. Again, 727-441-3000 for anybody from Pittsburgh who wants to try to confirm or deny Robbie's claims of what he just said. So yeah,
How
that's the phone number to
fantastic
call in.
Pittsburgh is. Hey, Mr. Rogers' neighborhood, man, that's a real neighborhood in Pittsburgh. That is. I think I talked about that before on the show once before. It's a real neighborhood in Pittsburgh, man. Mr. Rogers is a real dude, man.
Okay.
It's a real neighbor, Dormont, PA, which is on the what side of the goddamn river over there is. But crossing the city. I can't picture it right now. That would be the west side of it, I think, on the Allegheny, on top of the hill there. Yeah, Mount Washington. Yeah. Okay. I got it right now.
Okay.
It's a groovy place, man. It's neat. I will never ever move back there again. It just, I don't know. Things have changed. Once the steel mills closed down, it was really a bummer. Maybe just me, you know. I wasn't me. There was a lot of bad things that went on when our government, they decide when steel mills open or close because it's national security. And they allowed Pittsburgh to die. I don't know why. But I understand it's booming and busting right now with, what do you call it? Computer internet crap. What's the word I'm looking for there, Matt? I don't know, but the technology. That's what I'm looking for. And apparently it's booming very well, and which is great. I love to hear it.
Somebody on the YouTube stream is suggesting instead of going to the Virginias, come to Louisiana.
Louisiana. Tell you what, when I was in Louisiana, man, I tell you what, I was in the Air Force, man. Louisiana is a trip. Oh my Lord, have mercy. What was it? Sugar Plum. What the hell's the name of that base? They had just had a hurricane the year before, and it was messed up. Biloxi, Mississippi.
Oh, Biloxi. Okay.
Biloxi, Mississippi. That was a groovy time down there, man. That was really. I'm a 20-year-old kid just joining the Air Force, right? And boy, yeah, I thought Pittsburgh neighborhoods were rough. Biloxi, man, I tell you what, you see some things. It was a trip. It was. You know what? I was thinking about that before the show today. I've been nervous because Grigor told me to plan. I don't want to plan my damn show.
You never do, and I can attest to this. I've seen Robbie walking with his notebook in his hand.
Crap, I got written in front of me now here. I do want to get to, but I'm where I'm at right now, so I don't care.
Yeah, but this. All right, hang on a second, Robbie. I'm turning your mic down for a second so I can explain this to the people. What Robbie does is he comes in with a notebook in his hand, and in his notebook he's got written down a handful of things that he wants to try to touch on during the show. Does he get to all of them? No, not necessarily. It's just an idea of what he wants to talk about, and then he just runs with whatever the rest of the show. That's how this works.
Because it's like we're supposed to be at Grigor's fire pit.
Right.
If I know you're coming over as my neighbor, I know what I want to talk to you about today. This crap has been driving me crazy for the past 2 days. I ain't seen your butt, and you're finally home today, and bam, you just sit out and then we just chit-chat. You, like I said, you have your tea, your coffee, your beer, whatever it is.
You drink a choice.
Flavor. You drink a choice. Yeah, whatever you want. And let's just chit-chat and be neighbors. And I remember that so much back there. And I'm going back to Pittsburgh again. I'm sorry, Riverview Homes with Audrey and Vida Balancic. I can't believe I remember that name. The Balancics out there. Richard, you're still alive. You picked on me, you dirty son of a bitch. But it was great. Everybody sat outside. They yik-yacked. And it was a groovy time, man. It's weird. I was born in 1962. And so in 69, I'm 6 years old. I was born in November. So just say, I'm the end of the year, so it's almost the next year, really. So I'm 6 years old, and I'll never forget Johnny Bumbus. I was thinking about this morning, and thank you, Matt. You did steer me in the right direction. God did this.
Sure.
Thank you, Lord Jesus, because I wanted to mention this. I'll never forget Vietnam. How really difficult it was for us baby boomers. We sat in front of the TV. I was talking to Mr. Rogers. Everybody watched that. Everybody watched... what was it? I'm Just a Bill Up on the Hill. Everybody remembers that little commercial, how a bill becomes a law. And they were controlling us. And wow, it was a very tough time, Vietnam. We actually lived that, and I'll never forget Johnny Bumbus when he came home. I'm sorry, I did lose my mind there for a second because I actually picture it. And I'll never forget, I was 6 years old, man, at the basketball court. 6-year-olds, 18-year-olds, and everybody was out there, and everybody knew that, hey, and as a 6-year-old, you knew too, you watch this crap on TV, and you know what, these people you're watching playing basketball right now, and yes, I used to, Iggy will tell you this, and so will Michael Devonick. I'm gonna steal your bike. What else you call your name there on Facebook? I used to poop my pants as a 5-year-old at the basketball court. They call Audrey. He did it again. But anyways, I don't know why I digressed to that. Because I want to avoid the fact that what I watched was Johnny Bumbas. He came home from Nam. He did his time over there. He was shot at and had to shoot back, of course. And climbed up the derricks, man. 200-foot derricks, that electrical, derricks. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And he went up to the very top, and he jumped right off. Poof. Gone. And it is, wow. I'm saying that out loud, really has affected my life. To have watched that, somebody take their own life. And can't imagine what crap he must have got involved in them. And it really hit me hard. I don't know why. It hit me yesterday, why he came to mind. Because it ain't that time of year. It ain't Veterans Day and what have you not.
Yeah, it's not till November.
Exactly. Which, by the way, go to Madeira Beach, man, Archibald Park, and you tell them boys there, Robbie the Shark sent you, they will treat you like gold. And I'm going to tell you what, every Veterans Day and 4th of July coming up, they put a flag in the Gulf of America. I didn't want to say Mexico because I still want to keep Gulf of Mexico. I'm sorry, Trump. I disagray with you, but
I agree there. It's still one of the stupidest things ever.
Gulf of America. I don't.
It's the Gulf of Mexico. Stop it.
Come on, for Christ's sakes.
Stop being that petty. Just stop.
For 62 years of my life has been Gulf of Mexico.
It's been Gulf of Mexico forever.
Period. I don't care.
I agree with you there. It's been the Gulf of Mexico forever. Stop being petty and stop changing.
Yeah, exactly. That's a proper. Thank you.
That's being
I was
petty.
thinking how I want to talk about it. Petty.
That's being
That's
petty.
exactly what it is. You're so right, man.
Thank you.
You were absolutely right.
Oh, there's a lot more I want to say about it, but I'm keeping that to myself. There's a lot more I want to say about him, but I'm going to keep it to myself.
Okay. Well, you know what? It is 28 after, and I am required to take a medication break. This is not a joke.
No,
now wait, people
know.
make fun of me on the internet, and the truth is I do not take the VA's medication because the VA's medication is you might as well get the I'm not allowed to use those words, but that intoxication that they made you take the injection, I'm not allowed to use them words because the FCC shut this program down. And Lola, and you're supposed to tell, Lola's not, what's that, the disclaimer, Matt. I wanted to tell you that.
Yeah, no, don't worry. I'll do it when we come out of the break.
Okay.
Don't worry.
But yes, that's what I'm going to do.
All right.
I'll see you in a minute.
On that note, we are going to step aside and take a quick break. But when we come back, it'll be me for a few minutes by myself while Robbie's outside. But until then, we're going to step aside and take a break. We'll be back momentarily with more of the It's All Groovy Show on the TAN Talk Radio Network. All right, we are back with more of the It's All Groovy Show right here on the TAN Talk Radio Network. We're going to get the fire pit going again. For those of you that are watching on YouTube or Robbie's Facebook page, the reason you see an empty studio right now is because Robbie is outside on his medication break. I'm Matt. I'm the producer and engineer of the show. I am on the other side of the cameras. That's why you can not see me, but hear me only. And for those of you that are listening to the show, we say this all the time here on the program. The views and opinions expressed on this radio show are those of the host and anybody who calls in and do not necessarily reflect those of the Tan Talk Radio Network. Again, the opinions expressed on this show are that of the host and guests on the show and do not reflect that of the radio station. We just wanted to make that clear for everybody listening in. If you want to call into today's show, 727-441-3000. Again, 727-441-3000. That is the phone number to call to get in on any of the discussions Robbie talks about when he comes back from his medication break. And this is a busy time of the year in the sports world. We like diving into this. I'll leave other stuff to Robbie. This is my part of the show where I get it in what needs to be discussed. We are coming out of the Four Nations tournament between the U.S., Canada, Sweden, and Finland in hockey. The Four Nations is concluded with Canada beating the U.S. in overtime in the championship game. We are now back to NHL play, which with games resuming right now. There's one on national television on ABC that's starting at the moment between the Detroit Red Wings and the Minnesota Wild. The Tampa Bay Lightning return to the ice tomorrow. They are home to the Seattle Kraken at 6 o'clock. Spring training baseball got underway yesterday with the Tampa Bay Rays falling to the New York Yankees in Tampa 4-0. So spring training baseball has started. Hockey is coming back. A lot of news coming out of the political world. A lot of good stuff happening, depending on your perspective. Robbie is back in studio. 727-441-3000 is the phone number to call. And yeah, we got a lot going on these days, don't we, Robbie?
Matt, you know what? You're perfect.
Thank you.
You know what? You do crap that. Tell everybody we do no show prep.
Yeah. Well, you do
Except
no
for
show
maybe
prep.
the music.
Yeah.
That's it. But you know what? I didn't know where I was going to go when I come back from break.
You never do.
And no, I don't. But I know I wanted to touch on this today because it was so groovy yesterday.
Okay.
And everybody tuned in to watch the hockey game
2
because
days
they
ago,
were
right?
hoping for another fight. But what a hockey game. Dear Lord. I mean, I know it's just that time when this is over, then we're into the stretch with the Lightning, and this is when I start to dig hockey again.
It's 2 months out from the start of the playoffs.
Oh, yeah, exactly. I mean, my son, God rest his soul, gave me so much pleasure, and I was thinking about it last night about hockey, and it was just so weird. I was watching it, and I'm thinking I need to talk about this on the program. It was so groovy to watch that game. Everybody was wanting to fight, and I was too. I was really hoping for it. I was. I can't lie. I can't deny. I grew up in the Philadelphia Flyers days back then. The what they call them, Broad Street Bullies. Devonic out there, he knows. We used to play hockey out back. I was goalie, and I wore the mask that would just set straight on your face.
Well,
But my son.
Yeah, so for those that are unfamiliar with it, those are molded fiberglass masks that Robbie's talking about. They're a lot different than the goalie masks that you see in the NHL today, and some catchers in baseball have started wearing masks like the hockey goalies.
They wear, you know what? And that's smart, too. I like
Yes,
that
it
with
is.
baseball that they're doing that. That is really smart because that is the best helmet, and that's a helmet that my son wore. Matter of fact, he told me he gave up hockey because dude was being the NHL was looking after my son. They brought this is a true story. Marc-Andre Fleury. They brought him down from Quebec to play in the summer league against my son.
Okay.
Yes, the NHL was looking at both of them. Okay.
Marc-Andre Fleury's had a Hall of Fame career, which is still going on, playing in Minnesota currently.
He's fabulous. He actually is a nice kid.
Second winningest goalie in league history.
And boy, Jesse, you could have been there, man.
Yeah.
You didn't. But at any rate, they play in this championship game, right? And these kids hated each other. I think Jesse was like 10 and he was 11 or 12. And I mean, I'm not allowed to use that. FCC will shut me down with the words that came out of their mouths to each other. They hated each other. I mean, they really hated each other. And the end of the game, which is funny because I kept yelling at my son. This is funny. I'm glad you brought that up, Matt, because I was thinking about this last night real hard about Jesse. I don't know why. I guess it's because I miss him. And I told him, I said, dude, stop being scared. My kid was 4 foot tall. Okay. When he was 10 years old, he played senior varsity ice hockey. This
Wow.
is how good he was. Okay. I mean, the NHL really was looking out at him. He was primed. They wanted to take him and send him to Michigan and all this other kind of crap. It was a wild experience. And I was an ice hockey ref, so it was so much fun for me. I get to watch my kid play, and then I get to go out on the ice, and they pay you. Yeah, they pay you to be a ref. And you know what? I want to mention that too. I did think about that last night too. I'm off on a tangent. But the referees in the NHL, nothing like the NFL with throwing that yellow flag any god darn time they want to. It's real, man. You're on the ice. You are real, man. The only time they can cheat is to not call penalties. Now, everybody knew, too, when I came out on the ice, and I hated it when they made us take our names off our jersey, and we had to wear numbers. I hated that.
Yeah, every
I
ref
hated it
does
because
that.
they knew Ferenz was there, and they said, oh, and you might want to beat me here. Oh, shit.
Yeah, I
Ferenz
got
is
you.
on the ice. But they knew if I make a call and I make a mistake early in the game, and if you can see it on here, a little touch, as a cheap holding call, I blew it. I made a mistake. Yeah, I did make the mistake. But you know what? I'm going to make that same mistake throughout the game, including overtime.
And I will give you credit for that. Now, I wasn't there to see any of this, so I'm basing off your stories. If that's true, I give you credit. You're at least consistent.
Exactly. And I would go talk to the benches. I said, you know what? That was really a crappy call, man. I blew it. But you know what? The standard has been set. And
at least be
Pittsburgh
fair.
Steelers fans and our coach, the standard. That cracks me up. They make fun of him so much. But no, once I set the standard, I blew it. But now
You're
both
consistent.
benches
You call
knew
both
it.
ways, yeah.
But both benches now knew it. And you know what? I had more one-game goals, victories, than anybody. And it was so fun to watch. And now they're playing clean because they're afraid. This dipwad he's going to call anything. So let's play fair. And when you level the ice out, it is so different. Especially when they're kids, and the high schooler ones were fun. NAACP and NCAA.
NCAA. And wait, whoa. How do you mix up the NAACP and the NCAA?
Hey, I just had my medication. Give me a break.
See, like I said, you never know. This is a variety show here on the It's All Groovy show. You get serious topics and
I
you get
did
comedy.
NCAA games too, man. And I never forget that game. A guy got whacked in the head, and I missed it. I was the only ref. There was supposed to be two of us, and the other guy didn't show up. It was like 11 o'clock at night, Rostraver Ice Gardens. If you've ever been to Pittsburgh, and even if you don't like hockey, go to Rostraver Ice Gardens on a weekend and watch hockey. They got a bar upstairs there, food. I mean, it's really groovy, man. It's so different, and you can see the game, and it's fun. It really is. You'll be entertained. Man, why am I reminiscing? I don't know. How do I this is what I was supposed to say at the beginning of the show, and I didn't. How do I know? Because normal people know. Yeah, I'm not normal, but I know a lot of normal people.
And normalcy is relative.
Yeah. Yes.
What might be normal for you could possibly be something completely different for, say, me.
Hey, I did want to touch a little bit on politics, though, and Jesus Christ, I wanted to talk about Trump. Never mind. Pam Bondi and the measles outbreak. MMR vax. Oh, am I allowed to use that word? Well, it doesn't include the other one.
Yeah, no, just keep going. I got it.
Okay. Measles, mumps, and rubella. We all know, we grew up with it as kids. If you're a boomer, you had to have them. Everybody had them. And all you baby boomers out there who got the measles, every one of us. And then we have measles parties where you just spread it, you get it, you itch and you bitch, and then it goes away in a week. That's it. You're done. Mumps. Oh my God, Grigor the Barbarian. I wish he was still on the program because I know he hates me for this because I made him eat that lemon and his cheeks blew up. We all had the mumps. So what did that inoculation do for you? Rubella? I don't know. Rubella is supposed to be bad for women who are pregnant. So if you're sick with rubella, you don't really have any, as far as I know, any symptoms, so to speak, but you have this virus in you. So it's all manufactured, man. It's Fauci, all a bunch of crap. And man, you just really don't understand. You don't see what's going on in your government and what they're doing to you. It's really disgusting. Yeah, we used to have measles parties, man. Remember that?
No. I never had to worry about it. I never had the measles.
Well, you were only, what, 36, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got that right?
Yeah, you did. I'm 36.
Cow.
Yeah.
You got that right. Yeah, and I'm coughing on. I just mentioned that before the show in the cab that I usually don't cough on the radio. Now I'm coughing. I don't know. I'm feeling kind of relaxed. It's been a weird week. It's been tough. I've been through a lot, and yeah, I was just talking about Jesse because I've been missing my son. It was so much fun. It was so much fun. The kid was. You couldn't believe it. That's what was at with. They brought him down here in the championship game. That's where I was getting at. Okay, thank you, Matt. You didn't see. That's why I need Cheryl here because she'll bring me back to where I was at.
All right.
It's a championship game, and I'm bitching at Jesse. Dude, stop being afraid. Come out and play the puck. He was afraid. 4 foot tall goalie, like I said, and played varsity hockey.
And most
4
varsity,
foot tall.
And most varsity
the net's
players
only 4 foot tall.
And most varsity players are like 5'5" or taller.
Absolutely.
They're on my height, and I'm 5'11".
Nowadays they're 6 foot tall and bigger. You know, no, my kid played varsity hockey when he was 4 foot tall at the age of 10. And Marc-Andre Fleury, they brought him down here for that summer. And it's a championship game, right, dude? And I'm bitching at Jesse. It's like, Jess, it doesn't matter. And he says, Dad, but what if I screw up? I said, so you lose. Who cares?
It happens. It's life.
I don't care. This is how you learn.
Yeah.
You know, this is how you get better. You're great, dude. I mean, you're playing varsity high school hockey. I mean, Jesus, kid. You know what I mean? Who cares if you win or lose?
And it's funny you mentioned Marc-Andre Fleury. He's starting in net for Minnesota right now.
We used to stop at what the hell was that place on the south side? Win or lose the game, it didn't matter. When I was a kid,
doesn't matter if you win or lose, as long as you have fun.
No. See, now when I played baseball back as a kid, we only got ice cream and pop. Yes, that would be Coca-Cola.
Or
soda,
some of us call it soda, yeah.
Schmucks call it. We call it pop.
And we call it soda.
But
it's the
you
same
only
difference.
got it if you won. If you didn't win, you didn't get it. Well, you know what? Me and Jesse, every time on the way home, and he didn't lose very often.
Right.
But when he did, he's like, well, I guess we're not stopping. I said, the hell, we ain't stopping. You know, hey, you did your best. Did Barrasso screw up? That was back in the Barrasso days. Did Barrasso screw up? Yeah. You're not going to have a perfect game. So what? You did great. You did your best. Your defense, and we were talking that. That's funny, too. He said, you know, Dad, do you think the defense let me down? I said, no, Jesse, I think you sucked. And he would laugh and he'd look at me. He said, really, Dad? And I'm like, yeah. I said, what do you think? He said, yeah, I did suck. I said, yeah, I had it. And he would tell me, he said, I had a bad day. I said, it doesn't matter, Jesse. Like, I talked about Barrasso
and for those of you who don't know, Tom Barrasso played goal for the Penguins in the early 90s. He led them to 2 Stanley Cups.
The save.
That was Frankie Pietrangelo. I know what you're talking about.
Pietrangelo, thank you. Yes.
Frankie Pietrangelo.
And because Barrasso was out and Frankie came in.
And it's funny you're talking the Penguins, too, because we lost a legend a couple of days ago. Penguins radio announcer Mike Lang passed away 2 days ago at the age of 76.
That up. I did want to mention that. Thank you. I think I was putting that out of my mind because he did pass.
Yeah, he passed away at the age of 76.
And
he's a hero of mine.
Much, Matt. No, him.
It was Mike Lang and Paul Stegwald had done broadcasts for years together. They split them up in 2006 when Lang went to radio, and they kept Paulie on TV until Mike Lang retired a couple years ago.
Bob Prince, Myron Cope,
Yep.
Bill Hillgrove,
Bob Airy. Bob Airy had done color for years with Mike.
my heroes.
Phil
man.
Boric.
My heroes. That's one of the reasons I'm on radio. Besides my mother, she used to listen to radio, and then that's funny you bring that up, man. I was thinking about that earlier, that I did want to talk about it, and I didn't even write it down in my goddamn notes. And no, back in the day, Jimbo would send me to bed. You got to go to bed. I'm like, I'm not watching a Pirate game. Dude, she bought me it was a yellow ball. An AM radio, a yellow ball was the weirdest thing. This is the 70s, so it was a weird time, you know. But boom, she would tune it into KDKA radio in Pittsburgh. Yes, KDKA. Hello, this is Robbie the Shark. You know me. KDKA, which, by the way, is the first radio station in what do you want to call it? KDKA was the first radio station. It all started there.
Okay.
Radio started, look it up, Matt. I can't think of what I'm thinking, but KDKA was the first, what's the word I'm looking for here? They made money, okay?
Yeah, all right. So on November 2nd, 1920, KDKA made this nation's first commercial broadcast.
Broadcast.
It chose the date because it was election day, and the power of radio was proven when people could hear the results of the Harding-Cox presidential race before they read about it in the newspaper.
And that is what I did want to talk about. I did make notes about that. If it wasn't for AM radio, every FM station during Milton was on AM radio.
And AM gets a lot stronger signal.
Yes,
FM comes in
works
clear
everywhere, no matter what.
FM may come in clearer, but AM definitely has greater reach.
Amplitude modulation.
Yep.
Simple. Frequency
modulation. Yep.
Amplitude modulation. All we need is the tower that Lola got out here. I love Lola, man. She gave me a little grief last week. That was fun. She is a great gal, man.
Yeah, she is. And for those that don't know, Lola's the owner here at the radio station.
Yeah, she owns the station, man. She's groovy. And wow, I mean, she is the hippie freak, and I can't believe she allows me on her radio station because we're on opposite ends. Let's face it. I lean Republican. I lean conservative. And Lola does not lean conservative. So it's a groovy chick, man. It's really cool. And she laughed. She made fun of me, and I liked it. I don't care if you laugh at me, with me, as long as I bring a smile to someone's face just by saying hello walking down the street. You don't have to be on a radio show to do that. Be a Pittsburgher. Walk down the street. Say, hey.
You never know what battle somebody's going through every day.
Exactly.
Just be kind always.
Know. Just smile at them, you know. And Mr. Rogers' neighborhood, man, that Dormont, PA, like it was. That's where I was at before, and it really is. So nice to have grown up there and try to bring that culture down here to Florida now. And I'm thinking about it out loud. I never thought about that before. And I have a voice on the radio, so maybe some people will hear it and listen. It's groovy, man. It's not hard to be nice. Sheep.
Yep.
It's not difficult, man. We live in a groovy place here. It's Florida. Jesus. I mean, come on. Look at the weather we got. Okay, we had to deal with that in Milton last year. And
I mean, yeah, that's the trade-off. You being a Pittsburgher and me being a New Yorker, we give up snowstorms for warmer weather, but we exchange snowstorms for hurricanes.
Yes, we do. And you know what? I never understood this. And I remember I was living in Nebraska. I was in the Air Force, and I had to walk home that night. And it was a blizzard. Oh, my God. Have you ever been in an actual blizzard? The snow hitting your face is like rocks smacking you in the face. So you got to walk with your head down. You can't see where you're going. And I mean, it is freezing cold. But the thing I never understood is The truth of the matter is a blizzard is a winter hurricane.
You never thought of it that way.
We'll take a look at the wind speeds. It's the same. And look at it. It's a circle going around. It's the same thing. I worked with Air Weather Service in the United States Air Force. That was the cover on what I actually did for the government. We all know about that. Oh, crap, Matt. If I can only tell you what's been happening here lately in my life.
It would make for entertaining radio, that's for sure, but I don't know how much the FCC or any of that would appreciate it. So we'll save that for another time.
I missed that because I'm trying to read my other crap here.
Yeah. I mean, this is like we say this all the time. This is what happens when you tune into the It's All Groovy show here on the Tan Talk Radio Network. You never know what you're going to hear, and you got to listen at your own risk. We say that all the time.
We talked about that already.
Yep.
That's what I wanted to get into.
What else? What do you got?
That's what I don't know how the hell you threw me off track. We were on the sports. I enjoyed the crap out of that hockey game yesterday.
Everybody, yeah.
I cannot wait. What you said? The Lightning are on tonight or tomorrow?
Tomorrow. Lightning come back tomorrow.
Yeah.
Now, how this is going to work with international tournaments is they're going to start doing them every 2 years. Next year, we're going to have another international.
Olympics,
yeah,
right.
The Olympics. The NHL is going to be involved, and we will have an all-star game next year.
Which is groovy, too.
Yep. So we're going to have the all-star game next year, the Olympics next year, which will have NHL involvement. So the NHL is going to pause again for about 2 weeks for the players to go play in the Olympics. Then year after that, no international tournament. 2 years later, 2028, we're going to have a World Cup of Hockey. So it's every 2 years we're going to have some sort of international tournament.
Oh, wow. And I'll tell you what, like I said, I don't know. I was homeless for a while, too. I didn't have TV and blah, blah, blah. And I haven't been following hockey like I did. And like I said, it was the greatest joy in my life to have a kid do what he did. And now I got back into it last night. I'm like, I wanted to watch it, and I did tune in to see the fight. But it was such a great game. They played like true all-stars. It was fabulous.
And it's very rare. And somebody else brought this up. It's very rare you see that kind of intensity in a tournament. So somebody had made the suggestion that, because I know baseball has the World Baseball Classic every couple of years. And what baseball should consider doing is, instead of having that before the season, because that's how a lot of guys get hurt. Nobody's had spring training time to get loose and get back into it. You go right into a tournament, which is the closest thing to actual baseball we get. But nobody, guys get hurt. Why not do what hockey did for the World Baseball Classic for baseball and put it either in the middle of the season or at the end of the year when everybody's had training time and they're back in their normal groove, so to speak. So do something like that for an international tournament for baseball. Keep this with hockey the way it is, because the international tournament was actually kind of fun. And it drew over 9.5 million viewers for the championship game on Thursday between the U.S. and Canada.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, it was, like I said, I'm a hockey fan. I miss being a referee, and I got to find out where I'm located at the closest ice hockey rink, because I want to ref again, man.
Closest hockey rink is the Clearwater Ice Arena.
That's what I thought. And it's a pain in the dupa. You from Pittsburgh know what dupa means. You Serbians. Dupa means your butt. But I digress. It's simple as this. The Lord put me here on this radio program, and sometimes I'm supposed to talk in His name and let you know that Jesus is with you all the time, man. And don't worry, you'll get through it. Sometimes He makes the cross heavy, but you're tough enough to carry it. And I know why I went there, but I didn't mean to. He took over there. I'm sorry about that. If I offended anybody, screw you. Because we don't care. All right? We don't care. This is Robbie the Shark, the It's All Groovy show. And you know what? We got 3 minutes left, right, Matt?
We got more than that. We get close to 5 minutes.
Yeah, we do.
That clock in there is a little fast.
I'm done.
All right.
I'm done. And this is weird to do this. But sometimes it just, God tells me that's it.
All right. And with that being said,
Oh, and
Yeah.
with that being said, now I wanted to talk to you about this.
Sure.
I did want to talk to you about something, how I want to start ending the show.
sure. Okay.
I want to say peace out, and then you say it's all groovy.
All right.
Okay, that's the way I wanted to do it, Matt. Thank you for.
You're welcome.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
God just told me I got to get off the goddamn air right now.
All right. So,
And, that's just the way it is, man. You never know what you're getting in here. Like Matt says, listen
at your own risk. Yep.
It's all groovy, man. Peace out.
And with that, we will talk to you again, same time, same place, same channel, right here next week. This is the Tan Talk Radio Network. This has been It's All Groovy. We'll see you next week. It's all groovy.